Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My channel is Lady Snow, part of Lady Snow Meditation. Today's topic is how to be assertive. Let's start by getting a piece of paper and writing down your values and boundaries. You don't have to, but I would suggest really putting in the work, because this is going to help you in the end to get this result that you want. Um if you need to take some time to really think about it, that's okay. For example, some of my values are to be honest with everything I do, and another one is make sure any action I take is coming from an act of love. Um that is some of mine. Um do you value hard work? Do you value family, your home, or time alone? Um really, you can make anything your boundary, your value. It is who makes you, and it's okay that even if it's weird, even if you think your value or your um boundary is weird, it's okay, because it's you. And um an example of a boundary I have is I um won't wait longer than 15 minutes when I plan to meet up with someone. If they tell me that they are going to be late, I will wait up to 30 minutes. If they tell me, I'm sorry. Um in my eyes, if someone respects you, they will show up on time or within a certain amount of time. Um yeah, and Um, and when if it's been more than 30 minutes, I will just leave, because you know what, you don't need to. And I don't. And if they show up after that, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't have all day to wait. Um, but when you need to put yourself, treat yourself like royalty almost in your life, because you should be the most important thing in your life. And that's the big thing with being assertive is um you have to put yourself first, always and all the time. Um because yeah, no one's going to respect somebody if they can't respect themselves enough to be vocal about it. Another an, Another one is that I only let people hug me after I really get to know them. Boundaries can be anything from house rules, not or willing to share money, how someone talks to you, or how you allow somebody to talk to you. It's better worded that way. Um but like, if somebody talks to you a certain way and it makes you feel bad about yourself or angry or anything, you can say, even if it doesn't make sense to even you can say, hey, I don't like that, you need to stop. Or but that's the whole point of being assertive, is being able to speak up for yourself. Values or boundaries are big or small, it really depends on your comfort level. It's alright to have different boundaries than one another. I would say you should have the same values though. um yeah, because the value is like, okay, say you're very um respectful of other people's beliefs or something like that, and somebody is like extreme about that, and say you're in a situation that you're with another person and they're not respectful of that, and um yeah, that reflects on you too. um but I just feel like it's better to have the same values. It would help a lot. Your friendship would improve if you just have the same basic values, or like I said before, or similar. S- Having similar values would help as well. Um. Okay. Now write down your limitations. Like, what are you willing to compromise on or decide? If it's strict, like this is the way, like this way or no way, either way is completely alright. Take um take some time and really think this out, because limitations um with being a sort of, like, if somebody's doing something that bothers you, first you gotta think, is it bothers me, or can I, because not everything is done out of spite. Some people, that might just be their personality, or that might just be how they speak. I wouldn't always say every action is taken in malice, even if it comes off that way. So, see your limitations, but I wouldn't suggest, assertiveness is good, but I would not suggest ever um being assertive to people all the time. If you have to be assertive to people all the time, they're not respectful, and they're not respectful of you, and they're not really your friends, or whatever capacity they are. Um they're not healthy for you at the very least, and um you should only have to be assertive about something like one time. You shouldn't have to be assertive about the same thing multiple times. But if you gotta be assertive about multiple things all the time, then I would say that's definitely not a healthy friendship at all. Um, or whatever capacity, whatever um um relationship that you have with the person. um but yeah, when I use the word relationship, I mean like anything, like how you see the person. um but you take some time and do some active meditation, such as qigong or similar active um meditation. After you've been doing it some time, helps you to be more open, and possibly um um be more open in possibly awkward situations. It is always really, what am I doing? It is also really good for staying on task and speaking your mind. Be sure to talk out the issues to yourself first out loud if you need to and really listen to yourself. um Ask yourself, is this the most respectful and best way to say this? um the what would I do if I heard um this directed at me? Be sure to say it kindly as possible as well. And be sure to make room for them to talk as well. Practice with someone close if you can, or at least imagine yourself in the other person's place. Be prepared for them to get angry, um, or sad or any other emotion. Um, it is good to keep in mind that being bold enough to be assertive, um, can doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean everything will work out. Sometimes someone will choose not to have you in their life if you try to be assertive with them, and that they're not a healthy person. If you can't be assertive with them, they're not someone you should have had around anyways. um the thing to remember is that they do not truly care about you if your friendship or relationship um cannot last. Being assertive with them and being upfront with them. If you can't be honest with someone, then they're not your friend. um as well as being the type of person that others can be a sort of right back. So you can't be that type of person that is like, I'm going to be assertive, but as soon as you're assertive with me, I'm not going to let that. And that's a real issue if you're assertive with me. Um, it's good to keep in mind too. This is not always the case, but just because two people may be a good people separately doesn't not sometimes you're just not compatible in the being friends. Sometimes different people can get along, but sometimes people are just a little bit too different, or um like they can't accept people being different or whatever, or something just bothers you about them too much. And that doesn't always mean something bad. That just means that you're different, and it's okay to part ways if the you're not going to be good friends to one another. It is better to do that versus just never talking to them and just having another person wonder what happened. But I know it's uncomfortable, but sometimes it's needed. As in it's respectful either way. As and be sure to seek out advice if you need it. So seek out advice to a therapist, to a friend, to a family member, anyone that you have high regards to. Think of the best person in your life to that is effective with communication in general, and seek out advice to that person, or like I said, a therapist or someone in a position that offers that kind of thing. Um, be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the content. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you in the next video, um, on every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Okay, bye.